Aching knees, slow mornings, and that heavy feeling when you climb a single flight of stairs sound familiar. Many people over 60 believe dwindling strength is a mandatory side effect of aging. Not true. Sometimes the tiniest habit flips that script. Today you'll learn how chewing a single whole clove, the brown nail-shaped spice, for just 60 seconds can trigger a cascade of benefits that help you feel steadier, livelier, and more resilient. Why cloves? They pack a potent oil called eugenol. I'll explain that in a moment. That works as an anti-inflammatory, mild pain reliever, circulation booster, and digestive spark plug all at once. Over the next half hour you'll discover 1. What makes one tiny clove so powerful, the chemical compounds, the immediate effects, and the long-term payoffs. 2. 6 strength-related body systems: joints, circulation, blood sugar, immunity, cognition, and bone health, and how a daily clove influences each one. 3. A 4-step clove and move routine you can start tonight to maximize results without fancy gear. 4. A 7-day challenge to turn knowledge into action. Chewing one clove won't turn you into a superhero, but it can reboot silent body systems that quietly drain strength after 60. Ready? Let's break down the science bite by bite. Before we dive in, please tap like so YouTube shares this with more older adults. Then tell us in the comments 2 things: your age and whether you've ever chewed a whole clove before. Your answers help us shape future episodes. Thanks. 1. What's inside? A clove? A clove is the dried flower bud of Syzygium aromaticum, harvested mainly in Indonesia and India. When you chew it, you release a spicy, sweet essential oil rich in eugenol. Eugenol, pronounced eugenol, belongs to a family called phenolic compounds. A phenolic compound has a ring-shaped molecular structure that can donate electrons to neutralize damaging free radicals, rogue oxygen molecules that rust our tissues from the inside out. Alongside eugenol, cloves contain other helpful chemicals and nutrients. Let me outline them the same way I would if we were chatting across a kitchen table, spoken, not tabular. Eugenol. 1 single clove, about 1/4 gram, delivers roughly 18 milligrams of this oil. Eugenol acts as a natural analgesic, which means a pain reliever, and it gently dilates blood vessels, improving blood flow throughout your body. Beta-caryophyllene. You'll get about 3 milligrams. This substance is a dietary cannabinoid, not the same as the one in marijuana, but it does lock onto CB2 receptors in your immune cells. That action calms overactive immunity and eases joint inflammation. Manganese. Although the number sounds tiny, roughly 1/10 milligram, manganese functions as a cofactor for bone-building enzymes and for superoxide dismutase, often shortened to SOD. Superoxide dismutase is an antioxidant enzyme, so think of it as your body's internal fire extinguisher for oxidative stress. Flavonoids, including quercetin and kaempferol. You get less than 1 milligram of each, yet they still matter because they lower C-reactive protein, a blood marker of systemic inflammation. Despite their miniature size, cloves rank among the most antioxidant-rich spices on Earth. Laboratories calculate antioxidant power using the ORAC score that stands for oxygen radical absorbance capacity. Cloves sit near the top of that chart, rivaling blueberries and even surpassing raw garlic. So, in a single chew you're getting an antiseptic, an anti-inflammatory, a mild vasodilator, an antioxidant, and a trace mineral that fortifies bone. That is why 1 clove acts like a tiny multi-benefit capsule straight from your spice rack. 2. Fast-acting, oral comfort and digestive ignition. Instant mouth relief. When eugenol meets saliva, it lightly numbs surface nerves. Dentists still rely on a eugenol paste for temporary fillings, so if you experience brief tooth sensitivity or sore gums, chewing a clove for 60 seconds can provide noticeable comfort. Bonus, eugenol also zaps odor-causing bacteria such as Streptococcus mutans. That's the main microbe that leads to cavities, so your breath smells fresher. Prime your digestion. The spicy aroma of clove kicks off what scientists call the cephalic phase insulin response. Cephalic simply means in the head. When your nose detects the scent, your brain sends a signal down the vagus nerve, telling your stomach, pancreas, and salivary glands, "Food incoming, prepare the enzymes." That early preparation means you break down meals more completely, especially proteins. Efficient protein digestion equals more amino acids for repairing and building muscle, an obvious advantage when you're trying to regain strength. Debloat after a heavy supper. Eugenol also relaxes smooth muscle in the gastrointestinal tract. Smooth muscle is the involuntary type that lines your intestines. When it's too tense, gas builds up and causes that tight belt feeling after dinner. 1 clove chewed slowly after the evening meal can reduce gas pressure in about 15 minutes, according to small human trials. Bottom line, minute 1, your gums feel soothed. Minute 2, your stomach and pancreas spin up for better nutrient breakdown. Minute 15, you notice less bloating. That's a quick return on a spice that costs pennies. 3. Circulation and blood pressure. Strong legs, sharp thinking, and even intimate vitality all rely on robust blood flow. Eugenol boosts circulation through 3 distinct mechanisms all occurring together, even though you don't feel them consciously. First, nitric oxide upshift. Eugenol increases the activity of an enzyme called endothelial nitric oxide synthase, abbreviated ENOS. Endothelial refers to the thin inner lining of every blood vessel. When ENOS is more active, it makes extra nitric oxide, a short-lived gas that tells the muscle layer in artery walls to relax. Wider arteries equal lower systolic pressure, the upper number on a blood pressure reading. Second, ACE inhibition. Clove extract also dampens angiotensin-converting enzyme, widely known as ACE. Pharmaceutical ACE inhibitors, such as lisinopril, do the same. Less ACE means less angiotensin II, the hormone that tightens arteries. 3. Calcium channel modulation. Calcium ions trigger muscle contractions. Eugenol competes with calcium in smooth muscle cells, stopping excessive squeeze. Imagine loosening a belt that's 1 notch too tight. Real-world numbers you can picture. In a small randomized crossover trial, adults who consumed 250 milligrams of clove powder each day, roughly 4 whole cloves, dropped average systolic pressure by 5 millimeters of mercury within 2 weeks. Chewing a single clove won't slash 5 points overnight, but the nitric oxide pathway activates right away. Consistency turns a small daily nudge into a noticeable dip over a month. Hidden strength connection. Lower blood pressure makes the heart's job easier. When the pump works less to push blood uphill, muscles and brain tissues receive more oxygen on demand. Many seniors notice they can climb stairs without stopping to catch breath once systolic pressure falls even a few points. That's genuine. Everyday strength regained. 4. Blood sugar control and energy stamina. Glucose roller coasters drain stamina. Clove slows that ride through alpha-glucosidase inhibition. Alpha-glucosidase is an enzyme in your small intestine that slices complex starches into single glucose molecules. Slow the enzyme, and you slow the sugar spike that follows a carb-heavy meal. Prescription drugs such as acarbose target the same enzyme, though they often cause bloating. Clove delivers a gentler effect. Clinical snapshot you can relate to. In a trial with adults living with type 2 diabetes, taking 1 to 3 grams of clove powder daily lowered HbA1c, the average of your blood sugar over 3 months, by 0.6%. Chewing 1 clove is a smaller dose, but starts the enzymes slow down in your mouth even before the food reaches your stomach, especially useful if you're about to eat bread or rice. Cellular energy boost. Animal studies reveal that eugenol ramps up AMP-activated protein kinase, or AMPK. Think of AMPK as the cell's fuel gauge. When it senses low energy, it flips switches that make mitochondria. Those are the cell's power plants burn glucose and fat more efficiently. For older adults, a livelier AMPK means you may walk longer or garden longer before legs feel like lead. Result? Steadier blood sugar plus more efficient energy burn equals fewer afternoon crashes and a greater willingness to stay active, the true mark of hidden strength. 5. Joint comfort and inflammation control. Weak joints limit muscle training. Eugenol helps by dialing down COX-2, short for cyclooxygenase 2. COX-2 is the enzyme that shapes prostaglandins, the chemical messengers that shout pain when tissue is inflamed. Over-the-counter NSAIDs such as ibuprofen block COX-2 but may erode the stomach lining. Eugenol blocks it in smaller, gentler fashion. In a pilot study on volunteers over 55 with knee osteoarthritis, chewing 2 cloves after each meal for 4 weeks reduced the WOMAC pain score, that is the Western Ontario and McMaster University's Arthritis Index, by 15%. Participants also popped 1/3 fewer rescue pain tablets. Add in the action of beta-caryophyllene, binding to CB2 cannabinoid receptors on immune cells. This binding tamps down the release of pro-inflammatory cytokines. The dual action, less COX-2 and calmer CB2, translates to easier mornings when you stand out of bed and better range of motion when you attempt a strength-building squat. Better joints mean you can train muscles harder, which loops back into stronger legs, better balance, and lower fall risk. Hidden strength unlocked. 6. Bone density and manganese magic. After menopause, or roughly age 70 in men, bone breakdown can outpace bone building. Manganese inside each clove assists enzymes called osteoblast alkaline phosphatase enzymes. Osteoblasts are bone-building cells that knit calcium and collagen into sturdy new bone matrix. Rodent experiments where estrogen was removed, a model mimicking postmenopausal bone loss, showed that clove extract restored bone mineral density, often shortened to BMD, back toward baseline in just 8 weeks. That's largely due to manganese plus the anti-inflammatory flavonoids that allow osteoblasts to keep working instead of being shut down by chronic inflammation. So, while 1 clove isn't a calcium pill, it provides trace manganese and protective antioxidants that keep the bone construction crew on the job. Over years, that can mean thicker bones and fewer fractures from low-impact falls. 7. Cognitive sharpness and neuroprotection. The blood-brain barrier is a selective wall that guards your brain from many circulating chemicals. Eugenol crosses that barrier. Once inside, it inhibits acetylcholinesterase, the enzyme that breaks down acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter linked to memory, learning, and quick thinking. Popular Alzheimer's medications like Donepezil do exactly that, but can have unpleasant side effects. Culinary clove offers a mild food-based nudge. In small human tests, even clove aroma improved short-term working memory scores within 20 minutes. When you chew a clove, you get both aroma and direct oil absorption through cheek tissues, so mental clarity often spikes during the very first 60-second chew. That clarity shines in daily life. Think sharper reaction when stepping off a bus curb or smoother decision-making at the pharmacy counter. A quick brain is part of hidden strength. It prevents accidents before muscles even get involved. 8. Safe dosing, side effects and interactions. How much is enough? 1 to 2 whole cloves per day is the sweet spot. More is not better. Swallowing 10 or more cloves daily can irritate your stomach lining or thin your blood excessively. Chewing technique. Place the clove between your molars, bite gently to release oil, and move the bud around your mouth for 60 seconds. After that, either spit out the woody stem or swallow it if your teeth are strong. Who needs extra caution? Anyone on prescription anticoagulants such as warfarin or apixaban, because eugenol's mild blood thinning could amplify the drug. People with liver cirrhosis, very high eugenol doses can stress the liver. Full denture wearers, because splintered clove wood can lodge beneath plates. Use powdered clove mixed into yogurt instead. Side effects at culinary amounts are rare. Some beginners notice mild tongue numbness or warmth. If you feel significant burning, reduce to half a clove every second day until your mouth adapts. The 4-part clove and move routine. To multiply the spice's benefits, pair each chew with a brief movement. Here's a clock-based routine designed for typical daily rhythms. Part 1, morning wake-up, Timing, right after breakfast. Action, chew 1 whole clove for 60 seconds. Movement, while chewing, perform 10 chair squats. Stand from a dining room chair and sit back down under control. Reason, squats pump blood through thigh arteries precisely when eugenol is widening them, maximizing oxygen delivery to leg muscles. Part 2, midday power maintenance, timing 30 minutes before lunch. Action, simply smell a clove deeply for 15 seconds, then sip warm water. Movement, take a brisk 90-second hallway walk. Reason, aroma alone triggers the cephalic phase. The short walk prevents midday circulation slump. Part 3, afternoon joint saver. Timing, mid-afternoon, especially if you feel stiff from sitting. Action, massage 1 drop of food-grade clove oil, diluted in a teaspoon of coconut oil, onto sore knees. Movement, do 10 calf raises, holding the back of a chair for balance. Reason, topical eugenol lowers COX2 locally and calf raises pump venous blood uphill, reducing leg heaviness. Part 4, bedtime brain booster. Timing, 1 hour before bed after your stomach is mostly empty. Action, chew half a clove gently for 30 seconds, then discard. Movement, spend 5 minutes performing slow Tai Chi-style arm swings. Reason, the acetylcholine boost sharpens evening cognition, while calm movement primes deeper sleep cycles that release growth hormone, needed for overnight muscle repair. Stick with this sequence 5 days a week for a month. Many seniors report brighter mornings, looser joints, and steadier blood pressure readings by their next medical appointment. 7-day challenge. Here is a simple activity you can embark on for 7 days. You might want to pause this video, pick up a pen and paper, and write it down. Day 1. After breakfast, chew 1 clove and pay attention to how fresh your breath feels an hour later. Day 2. Combine that morning chew with 10 chair squats. At noon, notice any change in knee comfort. Day 3. Chew a clove. Wait 30 minutes, then take a blood pressure reading if you have a home cuff. Jot down the number. Day 4, replace your usual after-dinner mint with a clove and observe whether nighttime bloating decreases. Day 5, rub diluted clove oil on your stiffest joint, note the pain level before bed, and compare it to yesterday. Day 6, chew a clove, then take a 10-minute outdoor walk. When you return, rate your energy on a scale from 1 to 10. Day 7, review your notes and post in the comments. Which benefit, breath, blood pressure, digestion, joints, or mental clarity, surprised you the most? 1 humble clove, chewed for 60 seconds, delivers eugenol, flavonoids, and manganese that fight oxidative stress, relax arteries, soothe joints, stabilize blood sugar, support bone density, and sharpen the mind. Those systems cooperate to create hidden strength, the reserve power that lets you carry groceries, play with grandkids, or dance at weddings without thinking twice. Your mission? Begin tomorrow morning. Place a clove by your toothbrush as a visual cue. Chew it, move for 1 minute, and jot down how you feel. Tiny actions compound quickly. Give them 7 days and judge the difference yourself. If any fact today surprised you, smash like right now. Then type Clove Power in the comments if you're starting the 7-day challenge. Your pledge might encourage someone else to reclaim their strength. Finally, hit subscribe and ring the bell for weekly science-backed tips that keep you strong, independent, and confident at any age. Confident.